Dark Whiskers, the night of the cursed alley. It was a bitterly cold night, the kind of night where shadows seem to breathe, and the wind whispers secrets that only the trees dare to hear. I was alone, or so I thought, walking down the narrow alley behind my apartment. The moon hung low, a pale silver disk obscured by moving clouds, casting restless shapes over cracked asphalt. At the far end of the alley, two glowing eyes stared at me. They were small, but unnaturally bright, almost burning with a secret knowledge. The sound came first, a soft, broken yell that shivered through the air, yet carried a weight of despair, of longing. My curiosity overcame fear. I stepped forward. The closer I got, the more I felt the alley itself resist me. The air thickened, pressing against my chest. The shadows stretched and twisted, forming shapes that my mind recognized and yet could not believe. A cold, almost tangible presence moved alongside me, keeping pace. I reached the end of the alley. The cat, black as midnight, turned and vanished into a narrow opening between two ruined buildings. Hesitating, I crouched to peer into the darkness. A faint whisper reached my ears, my name. Ethan. I froze. The voice was soft, melodic, yet threaded with malice. I spun around. The alley behind me was empty, only the shadows danced, mocking me, summoning my courage. I followed. My steps echoed. The city's sounds had died, leaving only the whispering wind. Each step brought a growing sense of dread, a visceral knowing that something in this place did not want me to leave. Suddenly, a cold hand seemed to brush my shoulder. I jumped back. The cat's eyes appeared again, floating in the shadows, staring directly at me. Its tail flicked rhythmically, almost like a metronome counting down to an inevitable event. I took another step, and then the ground beneath me seemed to shift. The walls of the alley narrowed, the air thickened, and I realized the shadows themselves were moving, forming shapes, figures draped in tattered cloaks, faces obscured, mouths whispering secrets I could not understand. Panic clawed at my mind. I tried to run, but the alley stretched endlessly. Each step forward brought me face to face with visions of my past, memories I had buried, friends I had lost, mistakes I had made. They whispered to me in voices that were mine and not mine. Echoing in my skull, the cat led me to a doorway I did not remember existing. It was old, wooden, blackened by fire long ago. Symbols were etched into the wood, grotesque and unreadable, yet familiar, as if they were part of a dream I had once forgotten. Inside, the air was colder. The walls were lined with shadows that seemed to move when I looked away. I could hear whispers, growls, soft footsteps behind me, yet the hall was empty. The cat sat in the center, its green eyes reflecting the flickering candlelight that appeared spontaneously around it. I realized then that the house was alive. Every breath, every creak of wood, every shadow was conscious, aware of my presence. It knew me. It had been waiting for me for 10 years, silently, patiently, feeding on fear and regret. A sudden gust extinguished the candles. Darkness swallowed everything. My heart pounded in my chest. I could feel the weight of unseen eyes pressing on me. The cat's meow pierced the void. a sound of warning and of invitation simultaneously. I fumbled with my flashlight. The beam cut through the darkness, revealing walls covered in photographs, images of people I didn't recognize, staring with wide, terrified eyes. Among them, a photograph of myself, taken 10 years ago, in front of a house I no longer recognized. The cat sat beside me in that photograph, unchanged, eternal. A whisper came from behind, cold and sharp. "You shouldn't have returned." I spun. Flashlight shaking. Nothing. Only shadows. Only the whispers, growing louder, forming words I could almost understand, threatening to break my mind. Time lost meaning. Every corner revealed a new horror. Figures materialized, vanished, leaving traces of cold despair and something far older than death. The house shifted around me. Rooms that weren't there before, doors leading to endless darkness. The cat guided me silently, showing me a path, but where it led, I couldn't guess. At the heart of the house, I found it, a room I had never seen, or perhaps one I had hoped to forget. The walls were lined with mirrors, reflecting not my image, but the image of another life, my life if I had never left, if I had chosen differently, if the darkness had consumed me entirely. The cat hissed. From the mirrors shadows poured, reaching for me. I screamed, but no sound escaped. My own reflection moved independently, smiling as my body froze. I realized then that the house had no exit. Time had no meaning. And the alley outside, it would wait patient for the next curious soul who dared follow the eyes. And as I sank into the darkness, the last thing I heard was a soft, broken meow calling my name once more. The alley waits, and the cursed black cat waits with it.